You know that feeling when you walk through the gates at Glastonbury and suddenly everything just makes sense? That feeling you carry around for weeks afterwards? Yeah, that one. Welcome to the 100% unofficial Glastonbury Festival podcast. I'm Paul from Glastonbury Tips, and every episode I sit down with someone who truly gets it. Fellow Glasgow obsessives, veterans, and anyone who's ever stood in a field at 3 a.m. thinking, I am home. So pull up a camping chair, grab a cider, and let's talk Glastonbury.
Hello again. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you are all keeping well. My name is Cy Wilmore, and we are here for another episode of the 100% unofficial Glastonbury Festival podcast. I'm here with my partner in crime, Mr. Paul Ferrugia.
How you doing, mate? You good?
Very, very well, thank you, mate. And yourself?
Yeah, very good, very good. Can't wait to get into this episode.
It's going to be a goodie today, folks. This is a classic talking point for Glastonbury, and it is the rumours of who's going to be playing. Now, of course, we've got a whole year ahead of us to ruminate, to think about who it might be. And as I'm sure you know, Mr. Ferrugia here has got a wealth of experience and a wealth of insight into what and who might be featuring at the Pyramid stage and all the other stages next year. So let's go straight into it, mate. Paul, who is in your waters? Who's going to be headlining next year?
Oh, well, I always get it wrong. just like predicting football scores, I always get it wrong. But I have an inkling Taylor Swift will be playing.
Oh yeah,
is the first in my head. She was obviously meant to play in 2020, the COVID year.
Yeah, she's got unfinished business.
Yeah, and Paul McCartney came back in 2022 and played, but she didn't because of her tour commitments. She had that huge worldwide tour that went on for, I think, 2 years. I think biggest tour in history in terms of money making.
I think so, mate. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, we know she's going to play. She was already headlining in 2020. So I think 7 years later, I can imagine her being on that Pyramid stage.
And you think the Evises will go for that, right? They're big fans.
Michael's known, for putting some of his favourite acts on in the past, like Stevie Wonder and Neil Young last year. But I don't think it's what they're into. I think it's what they think, not even what they think the public want. She is arguably the biggest star in the world at the moment, and Glastonbury is the biggest festival in the world. So it's, they're meant to be together at some point.
If nothing else, it's the logical decision, and God knows she can put on a show, right?
Yeah, and, that's the easiest one to guess because she's already committed to it once. The others, I'm not going to be 100% on, but she's going to be playing either next year or 2028. Emily's already on record saying the 2028 headliners have already been booked.
Jesus, wow. Well, that's a whole other episode.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, mate. Come on, number two in your... Go on, wave a hand over your crystal ball.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Radiohead.
Mm-hmm.
Because they haven't played since 2017. They've been touring. I went to see them in November, and it was one of the best gigs I've ever seen. I mean, I'm a super fan, but it was an exceptional gig. And they like playing in the year 7. They've played 3 times before at Worthy Farm, and 2 of those times were in 1997 and 2017. So I have a feeling, you've got like superstar Taylor Swift one end, and then on the Saturday, I can imagine it's Radiohead. Or definitely another band, I have a feeling.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so we've got Tato, we've got a single act artist. We've got Radiohead. Let's go in with like another band that you think it might be. There's some bands out there that love the farm, right?
Oh, well, it's funny. I'm going to mention Oasis because they're always mentioned. Before even they got back together and did the tour, every year the bookies are saying Oasis and other people are saying Oasis. And even though in newspapers you'll hear Noel or Liam slagging off the festival, don't listen to any of that. They're really close with Emily. They've played themselves loads of times. Like over the last 5-10 years, I've seen Liam down there twice and Noel down there once.
Mm-hmm.
They're on record as saying the last time they played as a band there, they were crap.
Oh, yeah.
So they're due a good performance on that Pyramid stage. And I didn't go to the comeback tour, but everyone I know who went said they were bang on form. Liam's voice was amazing. So, yeah, if I'm going to mention another band, I'd say it then. It's funny because I'm looking at my list here and there's only two. Oh, no, there's another band, Foo Fighters, but I don't think they will play next year because they played relatively recently.
So you think what, maybe on the back burner for a little bit, like 20, 29, 30,
Or maybe 28. I mean, they did a secret set under the name Churn Ups. Yeah, that was, not too long ago. But Dave Grohl will be there because he loves the festival. He's there no matter what.
They were billed as the Churnups, right? But I think even before they started, everyone kind of had a feeling it was going to be the Foos, right? There was a
Yeah, I think
vibe.
it dropped.
Yeah. Even though it is a secret set, you want it to be famous enough for people to go, right? Some unheard of band.
It was only a 1 hour set or even less, which threw people because they were like, well, it wouldn't be someone as big as the Foo Fighters because they'll do a full set. And it was something like 6 o'clock in the afternoon. But it was an emotional one because Taylor had died the year before, I think. And so, it was like their first time back on that stage without their drummer.
Yeah, of course.
And when they did play with him, it was one of the best sets I've seen down there. I mean, Dave Grohl's an amazing frontman, so he knows how to get a crowd going.
Definitely.
But I don't think it'll be them next year.
Okay. Well, let's bring it back to kind of the current day. Let's talk about some of the big acts that I think traditionally speaking might not have been seen as Glastonbury headliners. We always talk about like Jay-Z. I think it's fair to say, traditionally speaking, Jay-Z was not a Glastonbury act, but he came on stage, absolutely smashed it. And to this day, I think he probably paved the way for people like Stormzy, right? Again, not traditionally a Glastonbury act, but now he's headlining Pyramid stage. And so there's acts like that easily slot into that gap that could sell out an entire stadium, that could fill the audience at the Pyramid stage. So people like Beyonce, people like Rihanna, even people like Lady Gaga. What are your thoughts on people like that?
Well, yeah, I mean, Lady Gaga hasn't played since 2009.
Right.
She's a huge, huge star. And I'd personally love to see her.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen her anywhere. I know she went off and went into her acting career for a while and did that, but she has come back. She could be one, if not next year, maybe 2028, because, they're already shoed in. Beyonce, once she saw Jay-Z, obviously her husband, playing 2008, she was on that balcony there on the Pyramid stage. That paved her to do 2011, and it was a career-defining set. Ever since she did that set, all of the big American stars wanted to play Glastonbury. They saw it, they saw the crowd, they saw the reaction. So, yeah, she could be there. I have a feeling it might be a homegrown. I think the third one I'm going to go for will be maybe Olivia Dean.
Yeah, for sure.
So she is obviously at the moment huge everywhere, winning awards. Her album's gone through the roof. Funny enough, she's from where I live in East London, or she was brought up here.
Yeah, no way.
Yeah. So she's a local golden good. So yeah, I have a feeling it might be someone like that, someone up and coming.
At the moment, right? She's everywhere at the moment.
And obviously, we're just talking Pyramid stage here. There's other stages where I think other acts will be playing, but or might be playing. But out of the three, I'm going to go Taylor Swift, Radiohead, and Olivia Dean.
Okay, you heard it here first,
don't bet on this, folks. Don't bet on this.
Go on, bet on it. Put all your money on it. Go. And we're saying that's going to be Pyramid stage, all of them, Friday, Saturday, Sunday set, yeah?
Yeah, I'd say I'm going to go Taylor Friday, Radiohead Saturday, Olivia Sunday. If I've got this right, Emily's going to be messaging me going, how do you know?
I know. It's going to sound like some sort of leak or whatever, but guys, go on, put a few quid on that. And if you're right, we will only charge you a can of cider. Fingers crossed. Let's talk about a couple of other acts that all kind of always get mentioned, mate. I think names like Eminem always come up. Rihanna, if we didn't mention her already, always get spoken about. You got any feeling they might, maybe the next 3 years? What do you reckon?
Yeah, I think both of them will play eventually.
Oh, yeah?
I mean, Eminem's playing festivals in the UK. So normally, if they've never played a UK festival, you think, oh, maybe they're just not into festivals.
Sure.
But if they already have, then why not play the biggest? And I know sometimes money is an issue. That's why I think Madonna hasn't played, or Rumours. That's why Madonna's never played. But Glastonbury rightly won't budge on, their headline fees,
Fair.
because money goes to charity, and I'd rather it that way. But eventually, I think everyone comes around. They know it's such a big festival. It's a worldwide audience. I don't know the stats, but I know once you've headlined on that pyramid stage, record sales go through the roof, or streams go through the roof the next week and the next month. So yeah, Eminem, I'm quite sure will be down there, and Rihanna at some point.
Yeah, again, like both, they know how to put on a bit of a show, right? So, and just because they're massive, again, speaking very traditionally, I think it's fair to say, traditionally speaking, Eminem's probably not a Glastonbury act, as was seen back in the 90s and before. But who's not going to want to see Eminem at Glastonbury, right? That'd be one hell of a show.
Exactly. And like this whole thing about, what type of music should be on the pyramid stage has been going on since the 80s.
Yeah, of course.
When the Smiths headlined, I think in 84, 85, there was uproar about the Smiths playing from the folk guys who wanted it more traditional. Like, we don't want these
right.
bands coming on. So there's been people moaning about headliners at Glastonbury ever since it began.
More than ever, it's got to be something that everybody wants to see, or maybe even more so, like an act that you never realized you wanted to see. And I think maybe Jay-Z comes into that category, right?
Oh, yeah. When I went, that was my first Glastonbury. When I went to see him, I went reluctantly, and then for 2.5 hours, he had me captivated. So,
yeah, amazing.
It's getting out of that comfort zone and watching acts that you wouldn't traditionally normally see. And sometimes I won't go down to the pyramid stage if there's a headliner that maybe doesn't, tickle my boat or whatever. Tickle my boat? Is that even a saying?
We can tickle your boat if you want to. Float your boat will tickle your fancy. With kind of
tickle your fancy.
Modern day William Shakespeare over here. Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. You will see on the footage on the BBC, whoever is in front on that pyramid stage, there'll be a big crowd.
Yeah, right.
There'll be a big crowd.
Definitely. Let's look a little bit closer to home for a second, mate, because there's some obviously some names that always feature, and some British names that are really hot at the moment. So Mr. Styles, Mr. Sheeran, Mr. Fender. These are all either big names now or have been massive names for Christ. I mean, how long's Ed Sheeran been famous? A decade, 15 years now?
Yeah, easy, yeah.
So what do you reckon? The next couple of years, they've got a feature as well, right?
Yeah, Harry Styles for sure, either maybe next year or the year after.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he can't be, if I'm saying them three, he can't be playing next year, can he? But he's curating Meltdown at the South Bank Centre this year.
Yes.
His tour just started this week and he's getting rave reviews. Yeah, again, he will be down there for sure. I can just see him actually pulling it off. I really can imagine him respecting the tradition of the festival and probably bringing out a few famous friends or so on that stage.
I can believe it. I can believe it.
Sam Fender did an absolute blinding set in 2022 before Billie Eilish. He really, really got that crowd going before Billie Eilish came out. So, yeah, he's due a top billing, I think. And Ed Sheeran played in 2017. And again, I remember watching him, and he was just a guy with a guitar on that huge stage, which is a lot harder, if you don't have all the razzmatazz behind you and the band and something kind of to protect you or bounce off. Just you on a stool and a guitar. Yeah, it's not easy, but he pulled it off. He had a huge crowd, absolute huge crowd. I can always tell when a crowd is huge when it takes me longer than one song to go to the loo and back.
What he means is walking to the toilet, not just the length of the toilet experience. I say at this point, I'm going to share a little anecdote about Ed Sheeran as well, because what you mentioned there, like just a bloke with a guitar and a loop pedal, is kind of his shtick. To make it work on the pyramid stage or make it work anywhere as big as Glastonbury is incredible. But I actually saw Ed Sheeran before he kind of made it in a tiny little bar just off Regent Street, and I was actually there to watch another acoustic guitar singer-songwriter bloke, and Ed Sheeran was on the same bill. He was it was the Ice Bar, underground at the Ice Bar. I don't even know it's still open now, but as you say, it was literally just a ginger kid with a guitar and a loop pedal. Nobody really knew who he was. He had the whole room captivated. Like nobody knew his songs, but by the end of it, they were clapping along with him. To do that is insane when people don't know your songs. So if you can translate that out to, a pyramid stage or one of the other big stages at Glastonbury, that's just going to be insane, right? Now that he is literally worldwide famous, that could be a hell of a show.
Oh, yeah. And funny enough, then, I've got a funny story too.
Oh, yeah?
It doesn't involve me and Ed Sheeran, but it involves someone, one of my readers. So during that performance in 2017, this guy was forced by one of his mates to see Ed Sheeran. He wanted to see someone else. I don't know who else was playing at that time. And he got convinced he had to see Ed Sheeran. And the rest of the crew went to see whoever this other act was. And they all met after the two sets, went to the southeast corner, as we all do. And the other crew were going, "Oh, best gig ever," whoever this mysterious act was, because I can't remember who they were. And this guy was like, "Oh, I'm so bloody angry. He made me go and see bloody Ed Sheeran." So all night in the southeast corner, this guy's been moaning about seeing Ed Sheeran, to the point where he's in the toilets moaning to this guy next to him. "Oh, bloody hell, I have to go and see Ed Sheeran because this guy made me do it." And then the guy to his right says, "Was I that bad?" And he's looked, and Ed Sheeran was peeing.
Oh my God!
In the southeast corner. And then this guy panics, obviously, and was that typical British reaction, like, "Oh, no, mate, no, you wasn't bad at all." And he couldn't believe he was talking to Ed Sheeran in some stinky toilets in the southeast corner.
I think this is one of those ones. You remember that meme where like somebody's like, "Oh, I'm really sad. I'll dry my tears on all of my money." Do you remember that?
Exactly.
Probably what he's doing nowadays.
No, by all accounts, I think he's a top bloke from what I've heard from people who've met him and say he's a really decent guy. So I wouldn't mind seeing him down there again, and I'm sure he'll be back.
Damn right. I'm sure he can put on a hell of a show. Let's look at some of the American names at the moment. You've got Chapel Roan, you've got Sabrina Carpenter, Bad Bunny, not technically American, I believe. Is he Puerto Rican?
I think so, yeah.
Enormous names. Sabrina Carpenter is everywhere at the moment. Bad Bunny's just done the Super Bowl. And as you and I have said in the past, like kind of the diversity of music choices is a big thing on the priority of the organisers. Any thoughts on those guys?
I think Chapel Roan will definitely play. I actually think all three will play. I wouldn't be surprised if Bad Bunny plays next year. I mean, I saw on Instagram, really liked his performance at the Super Bowl.
Oh, interesting.
It's following him. I'm always watching who she follows, because if they've never played Glastonbury, that might be an indicator of who might come. Sorry, Emily, I'm not stalking you, honestly. So, yeah, Sabrina Carpenter, as you said, has played massive gigs and is huge everywhere. She's just played with Madonna at Coachella. So, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if some of them will be on other stages, I think, next year. I think Chapel Roan may be on the other stage, maybe even headlining the other stage. Okay. Bad Bunny as well, the other stage, you can see him on. I think also, going back to American artists, Bruce Springsteen hasn't played since 2009.
Oh, yeah.
He's obviously now not new and up and coming. He's obviously a legend. And I've noticed over the last few years, they keep bringing back a certain few legends, and Bruce, I think, will play again one more time.
And they're going to have to start him at 4 p.m. because he plays for about 8 hours, doesn't he?
I know, and like the guy's energy is incredible. It's funny, all of them from that era are ridiculous. So when Paul McCartney played, he played for 3 hours. Yeah, and he was 80. He was the oldest headliner, and he played for 3 hours. And you're like, I'm knackered watching that. You're still up there singing away, and like, what is it from these 60s? Like, what are they doing?
What they're having, I don't know what it is.
Exactly. And I've seen Bruce, and yeah, as you said, he does massive sets. So he came out for enough with Paul McCartney in 2022 as a surprise act.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so him and Dave Grohl come out separately, and when Paul McCartney says, "Well, I've had my friend from the West Coast, now I'm going to bring a friend from the East Coast," we was all in the crowd going, "It can't be Bruce. Bruce will come over for one song, but if Paul McCartney asks you to come and do a song with him at Glastonbury, you're going to come over and do it."
Definitely do that. Amazing.
And they sang "Glory Days," which was amazing. So yeah, Bruce will probably be there in the next couple of years, I can imagine too.
I would have thought so. It blows my mind, as you said, these guys are still, they're not only like still performing, they've got it, right? Like, side note here, but I remember seeing Iron Maiden, and that's an interesting band conversation for later. I remember seeing Iron Maiden about 10 years ago, and I swear to God, you know what, 20 years ago.
Wow.
And I swear to God, I remember thinking, oh my God, they're going to die soon. They're great, but do you know what I mean? They look like they're getting towards the end of their career, let's say.
Yeah.
20 years later, I watched them when I was at uni, which is 20 years ago. I am depressed to tell everybody. They've still got it, man. They're not just kind of on stage and giving it everything they can. They're friggin' mental. They're still, like, as you say, with Macca and Springsteen, I don't know how these guys do it. And I can still put on a spellbinding show at the age of 70, 80, 85. It's amazing.
Well, in 2013, the Stones played.
Right.
And famously, I've never seen them. My mum had saw them in the 60s. And so that was like, passing on the baton, seeing them Worthy Farm. And they, again, I think they did a 3-hour set. And what I noticed was, obviously, they've been playing forever. So they were so tight. And they did something no one has ever done before, from my knowledge. For the last hour of their set, the BBC weren't allowed to transmit it. It was
wow.
It was just for us in the audience, which was magical. And the atmosphere was, when I say electric, there was flares going off everywhere. It was like being in a South American football match. It was incredible.
Oh, that's amazing.
Absolutely incredible.
Good Lord. Wow. Well, like I say, if they can carry on doing it, why wouldn't they, right? There's probably time to retire soon, guys, but if you've still got it, go for it. Mate, it's been a pleasure, as always, talking to you. Let's have a couple more to finish, and then we're going to start talking about, that'll be the next episode, guys. We're going to start talking about huge artists that have somehow never played Glasto, but we are looking forward to hopefully seeing them there soon. Just to finish, mate, a couple more homegrown acts. People like Adele, people like Lily Allen, she's having a moment. People like Fred again. Do you reckon they might be the next couple of years? Maybe never, maybe 5 years? What are your thoughts?
Adele, I don't think she will do it again. Maybe later on in her career. Mm-hmm. She was terrified when she did it in 2016, but she was absolutely amazing. Lily Allen, I'm convinced will be there next year. Funny enough, I know her dad, and not that he tells me anything, but as you said, her album West End Girl was huge. Still is huge. Her tour is selling tickets are selling like hotcakes. She grew up at the festival practically because Keith has been going down there since the 80s. Right. So I'd be so shocked if Lily Allen is not playing there next year. She loves the festival, and they're a natural fit. And Fred again in 2023 did a barnstorming set. All my readers and followers were just absolutely raving about it. And every year they're like going, "Is Fred again coming again? Is Fred again coming again?" So I'm sure he'll be there next year as well.
Next year, what, on one of the smaller stages?
Probably he was on the other stage last time, maybe there, or I don't know. He'll normally do more than one set, so he'll do some in the more dancey areas too. But he gets such a big crowd, I could see him almost as a warm-up act for one of the main headliners. I mean, he could headline himself, but I can't see him headlining yet. I'm sure Lily and Fred will be there. That sounds like a band together. Lily and Fred not playing together.
Stranger things have happened, mate.
Oh, yeah.
Like a super group. That'd be amazing, right?
Yeah, exactly. I could see that happening. It would work.
I'd watch that. Her on vocals, him doing the music in the background. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Super groups. Maybe that's an episode we should do soon.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, mate. Pleasure as always talking to you. Guys listening, tell us who you think is going to be on the farm. Who's going to be playing Glastonbury next? Paul's obviously got an enormous Facebook group, Glastonbury Tips. Find it if you're not in it already. We'll put a post on there. who do you reckon's going to play at Glastonbury? It's always a talking point. Paul has just given you his top 3. Let's see how right or how wrong he is. And maybe you could suggest yours as well. Let's go. Pyramid Stage, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Who's going to be playing? Paul, as always, mate, an absolute joy talking to you.
Oh, mate, I really enjoyed this one. I knew I would. Talking about music is one of my favourite pastimes, so doing it live, even better. So it's been a really good episode.
Thank you, mate. And we will speak to you guys very soon.
Thanks, everyone, for listening, and hope to see you all on the farm.
This episode is sponsored by Provocan, CBD products crafted to enhance your wellness journey. They offer CBD oils, soothing balms, and convenient capsules. Provocan recognises that trying new products can be daunting, and they are there to support you every step of the way, even offering free consultations with a registered nutritional therapist, which can be booked through their website. Provocan, that's Provacan.co.uk.